As 2018 draws to a close, we must look forward to the year ahead. A year that is sure to be packed full of music. With me as your humble guide, of course. To a year of new achievements and goals. 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2019. To yet another year of wondering why exactly I chose this format of just roaming round in fields to do this sort of thing. Weather in England, Hampshire is often shit. But join me now as I start my rundown of my most anticipated albums of 2019. I don't have a montage put together. I've got nothing really to cut to here, but the music seems to be something that people like, so I'll just keep talking while that's kind of going on. I guess it'll probably be fading out around about now. Okay then, just another quick video before we hit the end of the year. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, had a lot of fun, and is gearing up for the year ahead. I certainly am. Doing a quick rundown of the albums that I'm looking forward to the most in 2019, both metal and otherwise. But I'll start off with the metal. Now, surely one of the most anticipated albums for me of 2019 has got to be Rammstein. It's been 10 years since their last album. In my opinion, they've never actually done a bad album, so I'm very interested to see what they come up with. There's rumours as well that it may well more than likely be their last ever album. I think the idea of the six of them getting together and making music, the sheer combative nature of getting everybody's ideas realised is, I guess, getting too much for them. I can understand. I find it difficult dealing with anyone. So there's been rumours that it should be coming out in April, which I think will be in line with when they're actually starting their European tour. So that makes sense. So hopefully we're going to have a new Rammstein album very, very soon. Hopefully we'll get a single from that dropped as well. Secondly, though, just as much anticipated for me, there are rumours of a new Mastodon album. Recently put out an Instagram post of him and Bill Kelleher working on new material, and it did indeed say in the description, new music. So hopefully we're going to get a new Mastodon album next year, more than likely by the end of the year obviously, but that would be absolutely fantastic. Love Mastodon. Emperor of Sand was an incredible album, a real return to their more progressive roots. There's one thing you know with Mastodon, they'll always do what they do, and they will always be surprising. They'll always do things their own way. I don't think they've really done any two albums that have ever sounded the same, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what Mastodon do. It is also looking more and more likely that we are going to get a new album from Carcass, the England Hampshire grind lords. Is it grind their music's classed as? I suppose. Surgical Steel, which came out in 2013, was an awesome album, a real return to form, although Swan Song I do actually think has some decent songs on it, and it's not as bad as some people make it out to be. Such phenomenal musicians, and as I said, Surgical Steel was a real return to form, and everyone's so blown away by that album, so I'm really intrigued to see what those guys do next. We will have a new Devin Townsend album, which I'm very much looking forward to. Empath, a double album by the sounds of it, and it's going to be all over the place. It's going to have components of all the styles he has done over the years. This will be his first album that he's done without the Devin Townsend project for some years. While it's very sad that they have disbanded now, I'm actually really excited to see what comes of this album, because I have to say that I've not really been blown away by anything Devin's put out since Epicloud in 2012, which was an amazing album. I think by his own admission he has done a few albums now to kind of satisfy the audience that he got through that album. A bit more commercial, maybe things that he hasn't wanted to do. The Z2 double disc had some good moments on it, but overall it was a bit hit and miss. I did enjoy Transcendence, but it did kind of leave me wanting as well. No disrespect to the other guys, because they're phenomenal musicians, but I want to see what Devin is doing, so I'm really hoping that this Empath release is going to be Devin fully formed yet again, doing his own thing and just being the crazed genius that we all know he is. So yes, Devin Townsend with Empath. Of course, couldn't leave this one off the list. Tool. Is this going to be finally the year that they release their new goddamn album? I think at this moment it's been 12 years since 10,000 Days. It does look like it's going to be coming out next year, so 13 years between releases. To say expectancy levels are going to be high on this one is an understatement, so they've got a hell of a lot to live up to. I'm really hoping that it lives up to expectation. I know Maynard has aired his frustration at kind of wanting to get going himself, so I think it's, from what I understand, I think the guys have nearly got done with the music side of things, so I think they are, I don't know if they are recording yet or going to be very soon. But a new album from Tool, yes, that's got to be one of the standouts of the year, surely. I've also recently discovered some rumours on a new Gojira album, possibly. Apparently the guys are writing material again. And I've just got something here that, what's his name? I think is it Joe Duplantier? I think it is. I want to go back to some of the older influences that we have. We were not always a death metal band. Before that I was a Dire Straits fan, Michael Jackson, etc, etc. So I think we're going to have more maybe of an 80s inspired Gojira album. I'm all for that. I think there are certain bands who should experiment. Certain bands are great at what they do. You know, Cannibal Corpse, Slayer, AC/DC, those sorts of bands. You kind of know what you're getting. Bands like Gojira, Devin Townsend, etc., you expect experimentation. So I'm really intrigued to see what they come up with. I thought 2016's Magma was a fantastic album, so cannot wait to hear a new cannot wait to hear a new Gojira album. Said that right? God, it's windy. It looks like we're going to have new stuff as well from Baroness, Code Orange, Korn. Looking forward to all of those. But there's another one here I found, N Minor. This, by all accounts, is Phil Anselmo's goth project. By all accounts, this is going to be very inspired by Sisters of Mercy, early Cure, early U2, as well as Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Love him or hate him, Phil Anselmo is one prolific motherfucker. He really looks like he's getting his shit together at the moment. So I'm really intrigued to see what he does with this. It'd be nice to hear him do a bit more of the atmospheric stuff. Hopefully, I've seen some clips of him playing live lately. He's been doing some of the old Pantera stuff, and he seems to have kind of got back a bit more of that high range in his vocal, which is great. I'm really intrigued to see if he can bust out some real singing again, because the motherfucker used to be able to sing. So yeah, that'd be great. I'll go back this way for their folk. Can't escape these fucking people. Another list of stuff. We got Megadeth, Sun, Crowbar and Deftones. All of those are supposedly releasing albums in the new year. So I'm going to be definitely checking those out. Lamb of God have recently posted, or should I say Chris Adler has recently posted that the guys are working on new music, and they're very much hoping to have an album out by the end of next year. Now, I'm a huge Lamb of God fan, so expectations will be high. I put the Burn the Priest album that they released this year in my disappointments of the year list. Wasn't necessarily a bad album, but when you've got a band that you love so much, covering songs that you love so much, and it kind of just being a bit, yeah, that was a big disappointment. So the idea of hearing original Lamb of God material in the new year, that's going to be fantastic. It's also worth mentioning that I'm not sure if it's the 1st of March or the 8th of March, but Mark Morton, Lamb of God guitarist, is releasing his solo project, and I know there's all sorts of guests appearing on that. I think there's a song out already featuring Chester Bennington on vocals that he recorded something with. I know there's another one that's just been released with Randy Bly and what's the name from Elisa DeGroos, is it, from Arch Enemy? God, I butchered that. I'll be looking forward to that solo album as well, because I mean, Mark Morton is one hell of a guitar player, that's for damn sure. There's rumblings of a new Mjörka album, surely one of my favourite female artists at the current time, and it's by all accounts going to be completely a folk album, sort of Nordic folk music. She's done individual songs of that in the past, and they've always been really atmospheric, really draw you in. Such a haunting, ethereal voice that she has, and she truly is an amazing multi-instrumentalist. So I'll be really looking forward to that. I want to hear more variation in the new year. You know what I mean? Also, of course, we have the new Slipknot album, which will be coming out at some point in the new year. We've already heard one of the tracks from it, All Out Life. If that's anything to go by, then I am really looking forward to the new Slipknot album. Sounds very promising. Very old school Slipknot. Corey sounds furious. Has to be said, when that guy goes full bore, he is without a doubt one of the greatest vocalists in metal. Truly, truly great stuff. Really looking forward to hearing that. And also we're going to get a new Rob Zombie album. Now I know a lot of people might be a bit past it with Rob Zombie. Kind of generic, some of it, but I don't know, I always feel inspired by the man. I find his work ethic to be incredibly inspiring. I think it's always good to see people who are just doing their thing in life, you know what I mean? He's making things happen, and he's doing what the fuck he wants, and I applaud that. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to the new Rob Zombie album as well. But what of non-metal? 1st of March we're going to get the new Ian Brown album. Huge Ian Brown fan. loved a lot of his solo stuff. Wasn't so keen on the Stone Roses, few good songs, but it has to be said that his solo stuff I thought was absolutely fantastic. His first 3 albums in particular were absolutely amazing. I've heard one song off the new album already and I really enjoy it. He's another one of these guys who does what the hell he wants, experiments and just follows his own muse. I always applaud people who do that, so really looking forward to new Ian Brown. We're going to get a new Pearl Jam album and a new Weezer album. I'll be checking out both of those. Pearl Jam are one of those bands that always passed me by when they first came out, just never really got into them. But I remember watching their documentary 20 a couple of years back, and I gotta admit it gave me a whole new light on the band. And they're another band who have just kind of gone their own way and just do things their own way. Respect that. Weezer, of course, have done some great songs. They've done some great music. You know, I've always loved the heavy guitar tone that they've got in a lot of their songs as well. It's always good to hear some new Weezer. Claypool and the Lennon Delirium. This is a collaboration between Les Claypool from Primus and Sean Lennon, of course, John Lennon's son. And it is everything you would expect. Fantastic musicianship, trippy as hell. Combination of well, a combination of Primus and the Beatles, to be quite honest. There's already a couple of tracks from that are available and it sounds great. Really looking forward to that. Then we have Perry Farrell. I was never really a Jane's Addictions fan, but I'm certainly willing to give that a try. I'd love to see what that's doing. Lana Del Rey with her new album Norman fucking Rockwell. She's always intrigued me, so I'll check out that album. My Bloody Valentine. There was supposed to be an album this year. I don't know what happened with that. I guess it just got pushed back. There are rumours of it. I don't know if it's been confirmed. And also there's going to be a new Cure album. Who doesn't like the Cure? So many good songs they did back in the day. I've not really checked out much of their newer stuff, but I don't think they've put out an album in a good 8 years, maybe something like that, I want to say. So this will be their first album in quite a while as well. So that is my list of albums that I am looking forward to in the year. That's just going on what I know from the moment. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that I've missed out, so if there's stuff that I haven't mentioned that you're looking forward to, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you like the video as well, it always helps out. Also, the launch of my PMA channel is going to be on January the 1st. It'll probably be an introductory video, just kicking the channel off, explaining what I'm going to be doing with it, and then I'm hoping to be doing a video a week for that. Next couple of weeks will probably be quiet-ish again on this channel, purely because I'm concentrating on other things at the moment. But from, I think it's January 11th, we have the new Soilwork album and Ginger, who I've never heard before, so I will definitely be back then with reviews for that. I'll probably try and put out a couple of other videos in the meantime. Not the most entertaining video, this one, but you know, just a few things that I'm looking forward to in the new year. So yeah, like I said, if you're looking forward to anything that I haven't mentioned, make sure you leave a comment. I won't be back now till New Year's Day, so have yourselves a great New Year's, and I will be back on January 1st with another video and my PMA channel.